Weekly Life Challenge. Stronger, happier, better, together. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the end of week 1, the beginning of week 2, and Weekly Life Challenge. First of all, before I say anything, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has decided to come along on this journey. I'm very excited by the response. It was greater than I anticipated, and I really felt encouraged when I got messages from people saying, I did the challenge today, or you wouldn't believe how embarrassed I felt walking across an empty parking lot. It helps. It helps to, it really helps to, I was also really excited that so many people right from day one were changing the challenge to something that was more appropriate for their situation. So thank you so much for joining and for being a part of this. I'm excited to have this group of people to do these challenges with every week. So let's talk about week 1, parking. The idea was to park in the spot farthest from the destination. So I did that for a week in different kinds of parking lots in different kinds of settings. And there's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, it wasn't always easy. I thought this was going to be easy, you know? That's why I started with this one, just a simple switch. Instead of parking there, I park here. But I don't know if it's some cultural expectation or habit or what. But I found when there was a big empty parking lot, I had to convince myself to go far away rather than just filing in to the close area. And I was always glad I did, even in the rain. But I did have to decide. It wasn't as simple as I thought it was going to be. But that actually is a thing that I think I learned the most from this challenge, was that when I made these choices, I made a small choice to park far instead of parking close, it reminded me that I have choice, and I kind of felt empowered. So I think this is an idea that might come up over and over as we go through these challenges. The idea of being intentional and making choices, easy ones, difficult ones, but small, healthy choices. It kind of sets you up for making more choices, or at least it reminds you that you're kind of in control. There's lots of things in life that we can't control, but I am in control of how I react to situations, or the perspective that I take on certain things. Something as simple as choosing where to park, I found actually helped me be in that mindset, remind myself that I actually have a lot more power than I often think I do. So that was something that surprised me. I thought I was just going to get a little bit more exercise and a little bit more fresh air, which I did, and which was fantastic. The weather this week here where I live was spring. It was most of the week. It was sunny and 14 degrees Celsius. It was gorgeous, and I loved having a little bit of extra time to walk. And I noticed some things, especially at the campus where I work, that I probably wouldn't have ever if I had just continued parking where I used to. Which also reminds me of something I wanted to say. So while I was doing these challenges, I started noticing other people making healthy choices. So, for example, I would often see people, dressed in business attire but with their running shoes, going for a walk at lunchtime, using their lunch break to get a little bit of exercise. I also noticed that every time I parked somewhere far, and every time I parked somewhere far, I always noticed another car, at least one other car there. So this idea that, I don't know if this is something everybody experiences, but when you buy a certain kind of car, you start seeing that car everywhere. Or when you get a job, you start learning something new, you kind of notice those things all over the place. Well, I think that now that I've decided to make some small healthy changes, I keep seeing other people around me making their healthy changes, and it encourages me to see that as well. So that was an aside. But overall, I think the parking challenge was a great success. I'm glad I did it, and I will continue to park, maybe not at the farthest spot, in the farthest spot, but I like avoiding the stress of finding a space with a lot of people and the stalking and the circling, hovering, trying to find. I like leaving that behind. So that's something that I'm going to continue. And I like having the extra walk just kind of built into my day. So, success. Let's move on to week 2. Let's start week 2. This week, I want to focus on gratitude. In the past, I did this 3-week challenge once where every day for 21 days, I would write down 3 things that I was grateful for. So at the end of the week, end of the challenge, I had 3 times 21. I'm not good at math, a whole lot of things. The way I did it, on day 1, I would write 3 things. And then on day 2, I would read those 3 things and then write 3 more unique things that I was grateful for. And then on day 3, I would read the 6 and add 3 more. On day 4, read the 9. So each day I was reading over my list and then adding to it. And I found it a very positive experience. It changed my perspective a little bit about life in general. I haven't practiced gratitude formally for a little while, so I thought it'd be a good thing to cycle back to. So instead of doing, 3 things a day or something like that, I've decided that what I'm going to do is spend 10 minutes a day for the next week practicing gratitude in some way. So one day I think I'm going to I'm going to find that old list I had and I'm going to read through that for 10 minutes. Maybe I'll read it a few times. Maybe I'll read it and think about it. I don't know. Another day I'll just spend 10 minutes just kind of brainstorming all the things I can think of, making a gigantic list. Another day I might choose 1 or 2 things that I'm really grateful for and just kind of focus on them, meditate on them, let it really soak into me and really feel the gratitude in that situation. So the challenge, the official challenge that I'm posing this week is practice gratitude for 10 minutes. And that how that looks each day may vary, but the idea is still the same. And hopefully we'll all become a little bit more grateful. We'll start to see, I'm hoping that by focusing on the positive, focusing on the blessings in our lives, we'll start to see more of the positive all around us and have a small mental shift. So that's what I'm going to do. And because it's so open here, I would really love to hear the specific things that you're doing to practice gratitude. So post them on the Facebook group or on the blog, www. I don't know. You'll find it in the link. Weekly challenge. weeklylifechallenge.com. So you can leave a message on the Facebook group or the website, weeklylifechallenge.com, or the YouTube channel. And it will also give us each more ideas about different ways that we can practice gratitude. And who knows, maybe one way works really well for you and I would never have thought of it and it works well for me too. Or maybe something didn't work for you, but when I try it, I find it something that really helps me. So it would be so great if you could share that. And also if you have any stories or insights or thoughts from last week's challenge, I would really love to hear those too. My favorite part of this, I think, is going to be sharing the stories already. I love it when anybody has posted about how they're personalizing it or what they've been learning or experiencing through it. I really do love that. So please, on the Facebook group or the website or the YouTube, anywhere, share your stories, share your tips and what you're learning, and we can do this together. So thank you so much. Have a really great week. Week 2. Should I actually say goodbye? Bye.